Italy had the black shirts, Germany had the brown shirts, and Romania had the green shirts. These were the members of the Iron Guard, also known as the Legion of Archangel Michael, or the Legionnaire Movement. More on this extreme political faction coming up. Good to have you back on the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to History Hustle. I'm Stefan, I'm a Dutch history teacher, and I'm hustling history for you. If you find it interesting, well, consider subscribing and join the hustle. Romania joined the side of the Entente during World War I, was first defeated but rejoined near the end of 1918 and thus belonged to the winning team. During the Russian Civil War and the Romanian-Hungarian War gained control over Bessarabia and Transylvania. During the interwar years, France backed the so-called Little Entente. This was an alliance formed in 1921 by Czechoslovakia, Romania, and the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes from 1929, known as the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, to keep Hungary and Austria in check. Czechoslovakia was dismembered, and France fell in 1940, and after this, three of Romania's neighbors began knocking on Romania's door for territory: the USSR, Hungary, and Bulgaria. All in all, Romania lost 33% of its interwar landmass and population. Due to these territorial losses, autocratic King Carol was forced to abdicate on the 6th of September. His son, King Michail, was in theory the new head of state as a national government was established. On the 23rd of November 1940, Romania officially joined the Axis powers. What was left of Romania had to rely on Germany to survive. In January 1941, the Iron Guard staged an uprising which was crushed by General Ion Antonescu. What was the Iron Guard? We must first notice that the Iron Guard was also known as the Legion of Archangel Michael, and its members were referred to as Legionnaires. The movement was founded by Corneliu Zelea Codreanu. He was born in 1899 in a town in the northern part of Moldavia where a majority of Jews lived. When Romania entered the First World War, Codreanu had not yet come of age. He went to infantry school, but when he was finished, the war was over. He later studied in Iași, where also there a great population of Jews lived. Mentored by Professor Alexandru Cuza, he developed his ideas of ultranationalism combined with anti-Semitism. Cuza established the National Christian Defense League. In 1927, Codreanu founded his own fascist movement, the Iron Guard. The Iron Guard was a typical East Central European fascist movement rooted in populism, religion, and peasant nationalism. Codreanu and many other legionaries frequently wore embroidered shirts, which emphasized their connection to the people, soil, and the peasant culture, and served as their unofficial uniform. The core of the movement's ideology was religious mysticism, which the Iron Guard combined with anti-individualism, anti-Semitism, racism, hostility toward democracy, and toward communism. The Legionnaires saw the Jews as their main enemy. In order to become a member, a candidate had to swear to obey 6 laws of the movement: discipline, work, silence, education, mutual aid, and honor, write oaths in his own blood, and pledge to kill when ordered so. During the Depression years, the Iron Guard became a national mass movement. Its proselytizing and organizing in often politically untouched peasant communities, feeding off the deepening rural impoverishment caused by the economic crisis. Its practical small-scale self-help community work projects helped the Guard to establish a permanent presence in village society. In the early 1930s, Codreanu was elected to parliament, but due to clashes between the legionaries and state officials, the movement was suppressed. In retaliation, the Romanian Prime Minister was assassinated in 1933. Towards the end of the 1930s, the movement had around 200,000 members, but was not capable of launching an effective uprising. An important propaganda event was the funeral of two legionaries who had fallen in 1937 in the Spanish Civil War. This incident increased the popularity of the Iron Guard in Romania. Towards the end of that year, the movement gained 15.5% of the vote in the parliamentary elections. In February 1938, King Carol II dissolved parliament and established his royal dictatorship. Codreanu was arrested in April and executed in November that year. On the 30th of November, the office of the military attorney attached to the 2nd Army Corps reported that the night before, Codreanu had been shot while trying to escape. In reality, they were loaded into a truck tied with ropes, and when the truck stopped on a deserted road, they were strangled to death and then shot, brought back to the military prison in Jihlava near Bucharest and buried in a common grave there. Horia Sima became the new leader. Interesting enough, King Carol II added fascist elements to his own dictatorship. While all political organizations were banned, the Front of National Rebirth, the FNR, was the only one allowed, with the goal to unite all Romanian political parties under one banner. This had limited success. In 1939, the Iron Guard assassinated another prime minister, and its leader Sima fled to Germany, while over 215 imprisoned legionaries were executed. When Romania started to lose territories to its neighbors, as I discussed previously, its position became much weaker. Before King Carol II abdicated on the 6th of November 1940, he asked General Ion Antonescu to form a new government. Antonescu allied with the Iron Guard and formed the National Revolutionary State with two leaders, Antonescu and Sima. Conflicts with them soon emerged, and this would lead to the demise of the Iron Guard. Although the Marshal and the Iron Guard presented themselves in public as a harmonious team, conflicts between them emerged. Antonescu and Sima belonged to different generations, and they had dissimilar political interests and expectations. The Nazis, they tried to mediate, but because of the reckless nature of the Iron Guard, this became difficult. Antonescu was angry with Sima because Sima was not able to control the Iron Guard death squads that roamed the countryside, killing Jews and destabilizing the country. For Hitler, the most important thing was that Romania had to become a stable country in order to form a stable and strong ally against the USSR. In January, Hitler invited Antonescu to discuss things, and Hitler made clear that stability was more important than ideology. When Antonescu returned to Romania, he denounced the Iron Guard. This was backed by Germany, although Germany provided asylum to legionaries who fled Romania. The Iron Guard did not go down without a fight. Towards the end of January, they launched an uprising and a pogrom in Bucharest. Eventually, this uprising was crushed by the troops loyal to Antonescu. Some less radical elements were integrated into the new regime, but over 10,000 legionaries were arrested and about 250 killed. About 300 Romanian fascists, including Sima, fled to Germany. Some 20,000 went into hiding in Romania. The Iron Guard members who fled to Germany would have a troublesome relation to the Nazis. When Antonescu was overthrown and Romania switched sides, Sima was released and soon proclaimed a new Romanian state, urging all Romanians to fight against the Soviets. But by that time, Romania had already switched sides, and the Romanians fought with the Soviets against the Axis. The remaining Iron Guard members continue to support Nazi Germany till the end of April 1945. If you'd like to learn about another reckless movement in Hungary, you can check out the video that I made on the Arrow-Cross Party. And if you'd like to learn how Romania actually joined the side of the Axis, I have a video for you on just that right here. Thank you for watching. Give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Support me on Patreon or via PayPal if you can. And see you later.